everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Film and TV channel. And today we have a little movie. It's a bit of a weird one. It's actually appeared in 2016. This film is on Internet Movie Database and has a different title. It's now actually been released back in 2021 with a totally different title. So a bit of an odd one, but I did watch it and I quite liked it. It's not the sort of thing I normally would do a review on, but I quite liked it, even though not everyone did. So we'll have a talk about it anyway. Yes, so we're going to have a look at a science fiction drama filmed and re-released and called 2149, The Aftermath. Please join me. If you're new to the channel, please push that subscribe button. I try and inform and entertain and give you some information. I'm trying to dig into this as much as I can to find out why it's been re-released, but not had a lot of luck, to be honest with you. So I'll try and give information and obviously other people's reviews, any sort of critics' reviews and my own reviews, etc. So if you enjoy it, please push that notification button. I do film, TV, drama reviews, information vlogs on what's out to buy and what's out at the cinema, stuff like that. And you'll also see on the playlist some Manchester City stuff as well. My football team, the champions of England, as I'm recording this, just been confirmed the evening last evening. So yes, if you've any interest in that or know someone who might be interested, I do City Pass, City Present, City Quizzes, City Book Club, City Information vlogs or magazine vlogs, loads of different things. So if you can point some in my direction, I'll be very grateful. But it's film and TV today, or particularly film today we're looking at. If you need any friends or followers on Facebook and Twitter, I post loads of film and TV stuff on there as well. So if you follow the links and follow and friend me, I do check every 2 or 3 days and follow and friend everyone back. All comments are very welcome. If you know anything why this film's been released, please let me know. I had a quick check through the internet. I can't find too much on it. But let me know if you have any idea at all and or comments on anything to do with film and TV. And if you don't have time to comment, please, just so I know you're there, just give us a little thumbs up. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well. Yeah, so 2149, The Aftermath. It's also known as Confinement, just to make things even more confusing. But as I said, previously released as a film called Darwin back in 2016. An hour and 17 minutes, so it's not long, so not too long, which means you don't have time to get bored, hopefully, which I didn't with this. I mean, I think some people did, but I certainly didn't. And it's set, of course, well, as the title suggests, in the year 2149. A young man named Darwin lives like everyone else in a small cement module with little more than a computer. He uses it for everything. Verbal communication has died out, but he often instant messages his mother. Darwin is fearful of the outside world, which is widely believed to be contaminated. One night during a violent storm, lightning hits Darwin's module, which knocks out his computer. He's forced to do the unthinkable and go outside into the vast expanse of the landscape. And there his little adventures begin. Yeah, he's in this little pod. His little job, his day job, if you like, is remote controlling a digger at like a quarry. So yeah, it did interest me. I'll say it sort of grabbed me in that first 10 or 15 minutes, which is basically just him in his pod doing all his daily things, you know, work, play, which is basically playing computer games, and obviously sleep, a shower and work and play, and that's basically all it is. So obviously it really did interest me, that sort of side of it. It stars Nick Krause, Gillette Gosselin and Molly Parker. It's nice to see Molly Parker in this. Internet Movie Database scores, yeah. Darwin, which was the original one in 2016, only averaged 5.7, which isn't a total disaster, but that was based on 94 scores and reviews. And this new one, it's only been 41 scores and reviews left, but it's actually averaging only 4.9, so it's actually gone down over a 5-year period. But hey, there you go. There's certainly a couple of people who give it a low mark because they'd seen the original and weren't very happy, so that might have affected it some way. We had these little comments on Darwin on the 17th of February 2018, a Snoopy style on Internet Movie Database. He wrote, he gave it 4 out of 10 and wrote, "This is an overextended episode of Twilight Zone." Nothing wrong in that particular. Or in modern terms, Black Mirror, something like that. There are interesting ideas, but it does not add up to a compelling movie. It also leaves some issues in question, like why the men leave or how the world works. It needs more danger to elevate the tension. In the end, the little tension doesn't hold up and the movie is left with the interesting ideas. I agree, there are flaws in it. And within a very low budget film, I suppose he couldn't fix those little flaws, but hey, there you go. Monkey movie though, he quite liked it. He watched the newer version. He watched the 2149 version on the 12th of May 2021 and gave it 6 out of 10. And he did say this was slow but decent. That was his headline. Like a found footage flick, this one benefits from its shortcomings by focusing on what is available without a big budget. Most of the good parts are at the end, but the first half was not utterly devoid of interest. I preferred the first part. The commentary on social media, tech and video games was perhaps a bit on the nose, but it created an effective sense of isolation of an almost empty world pretty well. It did. I can't disagree with that. I will finish on a bad review because I'll say that there's more bad than good, isn't there? Obviously based on those average scores. Really cynical on the 11th of May 2021. So again, he watched the latest version. Only gave it 3 out of 10, and he had a yawn. He yawned as his header. Fairly boring, uneventful movie. Acting was blah. Story was blah. Predictable throughout and to the end. Well, I don't think so particularly, but I think he's been a bit harsh there. Perhaps he wanted a good sci-fi action like Starship Troopers or something. I'm not too sure. My little thoughts on it. Yeah, as I said, I never watched Darwin back in 2016. So obviously, if I had watched Darwin, I'd probably thought, I've seen this before. But and I don't think it's readily available. Perhaps that's why it's been re-released. But as I said, I did go onto the internet to try and find out why this was just brought back out under a different title, which is, you know, it's not as though it's a sequel, it's just the same film. But I did like this as a drama, and I certainly like Nick Krause as well, his character. So I sort of, very early doors, as I said, I was quite drawn into liking him, and I did care about what would actually happen to him. Obviously, I read the synopsis of what was going to happen to him. He's going to have to face the outside world. But yeah, it did drag me in that first 10 or 15 minutes. As I said, it did appeal to my sense of you know, what the future could hold, which obviously, you know, worst case scenario. Yeah, as stated, it does have the feel of an episode of The Outer Limits or Black Mirror, but then it has a feel for me of a good episode of either of those things, so there's nothing wrong with that. The tension it tries to get over, yeah, there is a little bit of jeopardy, but it doesn't quite hit home, to be honest with you. But I think that's because it's quite clever in what it's telling you as you're watching this thing as well. I mean, it does leave things for you to think about as you're watching the film. You watch the film carefully and find out what's happening. You can make certain judgments, and I think that's quite clever, the jeopardy side of it. It's not too dark, but you do wonder what may happen, and it does sort of try and crank up that jeopardy as it goes on to the later stages of the film. But yeah, given the ending, I think the ending was half decent, so it sort of helped that if you like, the real tense lack of real jeopardy. As I said, there is jeopardy in it, but it doesn't quite grab you as much perhaps as it should do. But there are reasons for that, which you'll find as you watch the film. It is very slow burning, but to me, even when he gets out, even Krause, the other characters obviously in the film as well, were great interest to me. And even the Big Brother side, the faceless entities who obviously run this little world and run these little pods and tell people what to do, even they were quite interesting to me, sending with the little robots that work for them, stuff like that. So as I say, it's just one of those films that I quite like from that point of view. It's a sort of film I'd like as a book, you know, I could read the book for it. Yeah, the start of the film hooked me in, and personally, and it sort of kept a steady stream, I think, of watchability throughout, without being overly exciting or on the edge. And yes, you did sort of know what was going to happen in various like personal relationships, etc., etc. It's not rocket science; it's been done before. But yeah, it is helped by that fairly short runtime. You don't really get enough time to get particularly bored with it, even though someone had a yawn there. I mean, I didn't particularly get bored with it. I quite just like watching it, and I like watching the characters. And let's face it, there are some bog standard awful action sci-fi dramas and just sci-fi action films and just dramas out there, and this is probably what I'm comparing it to as a film. This is just a nice easy watch, a nice afternoon watch, and despite the bleakness of the subject, which it is, managed to sort of give me a lift anyway. I'm sure we'll give other people a lift as well. They stick with it and watch it. I found it quite uplifting by the end in such a bleak world that we did get a reasonably nice ending. I'm not going to give anything away, but at least you won't be thinking, you know, at least you won't be down after the ending. No, you shouldn't do anyway if you're a human being, put it that way. You're not stuck in a pod somewhere, perhaps. Perhaps that's probably what it is. So my score, I'm not going to go mad. Of course I'm not going to go mad, but yeah, you think the original Darwin got 5.7. it wasn't a million miles away. I am going to give it my watchable rating. I am going to give it a 6 out of 10. Although I do appreciate some people perhaps will get a little bit bored with it. But yeah, I just treat it as a drama, good characters, interesting drama, set a little bit in a very bleak future. But there's hope for everyone, and I think that's what this sort of film sets out to tell you, really, as it goes along. So yeah, I'm going to give it a good 6 out of 10, and I did quite like it, and I wasn't expecting that, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with the fact that I can give it a 6 out of 10. Anyway, if you get to watch this, please let me know what you think about it. It's actually available to own on DVD now. It came out a few days ago as I'm recording this, but it is expensive, £13.33, and there's no even second-hand copies are quite expensive. You look at the various websites, so. But you can still rent it, and I think you can still find it if you can find a streaming service with it on. It's certainly a better film to watch if you're not paying much money for it, put it that way. If you went to the pictures to watch this, yeah, then perhaps you might be just a bit short-changed with 1 hour and 17 minutes. But so it is out to own if you want to buy it and you know much about it and you do want to own it. Anyway, thanks for watching. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. So you join me here again on the Film and TV channel, or perhaps have a flick across, have a look at my Citizen channel. Yeah, the Manchester City channel, the home of the champions. If you have a look on there, please. Whatever it is, all I ever ask of you is please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.